The sycamore drinks water slowly, its mottled bark instantly recognizable. Since childhood, I gasp when I see one along the path beside the riverbank. It knows my hands, pressed against its trunk to connect my lungs to the carbon locked up inside its house of a body. Its skin sheds itself in a freckled pattern because the trunk grows too fast for the bark to keep up. Its skin is shy, like mine, leans a bit away from me. I can't help but to hold my hand there, older now, and sequestering tons of carbon held there for a lifetime. We swallow each other. As a child, I gave names to the tulips, talked their ears off. I asked them how to bury pieces of the trees, to excavate their roots a foot below the surface. I was delicate about it. I didn't want to be heard digging up the planet. I only wanted to follow the ant tunnels into their cavern and have them rub their antennae all over me until I never had to speak out loud again. I imagined this to be a relief of some kind. But a decade passed, and when the antennae touched my body, the ants fell dead, and I realized I hadn't gotten an answer. My mother didn't know about the hands on my child's body until it was too late for her to not blame herself. Decades later, a phone call south brought her up to my college and into my dorm room, sitting at my desk with a picture of myself at 4 years old, dressed in overalls and my hand stretched through the fence to rest on a donkey's head. She looked at the photograph. I looked at her looking at the photograph. She said sorry a few different ways until I asked her to stop. There was no way for me to bring memories out from a lake bottom without making her swim down there with me. I had to teach my child self how to swim. I am freckled with childhood. My footsteps gasp at me with the sycamore trees. And yet, the sky blooms from the branches, and pebbles rush to meet me. Time can be worn, and it can rush off from my edges like the tide upon stone. I will continue to shed the bark from my house of a body. Let the trunk of my person bear itself against the river current. Hikers will place their hands on my shoulder and call me soft, quiet water.